Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Premier League show. McPartland and the first Manchester City are the Premier League champions.
Congratulations to them.
Should we say congratulations after they tried to get off with the other five? Or are we moving beyond that now and just going, well, all right, you've won the league, well done.
To be honest, it was quite an empty congratulations.
Okay.
Didn't really put anything.
Like the stadium?
Yeah.
Why can't we just separate sport and business?
Because we can't, Andy. Will you stop going on about this? The owner is the owner of the club.
Does he play up front?
What's the difference?
He might.
Hey, the owner,
you
He
never
could
know.
do if he wanted to.
the owner
but
sticks around longer than some of the players do. So, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's on a sporting achievement they've done very well.
No, listen, I'd rather them win it than
Yeah.
other teams that have won it recently. So fair play to them.
Some
Fair
didn't even
play.
get to defend it at Old Trafford.
Fair play to them. We'll get in.
They didn't, no.
No. We will get into
What a shame.
all of the Premier League results and everything else that are happening. But first, as a result of that, it's come out of who is the best ever Premier League team. Manchester City have been mentioned, the Centurions, which always makes you think of the life of Brian. But that, I'm not going to do the thing. Obviously, other people have had their say about who's the greatest ever Premier League team. So let's have a look at the clip.
With all due respect, United didn't spend £400 million just on a defence, just to build that team. They didn't spend 650 million just to even get to that point of this Centurions that have ultimately won a lot of games, which I don't, listen, I take nothing away from that. It's an incredible achievement, but ultimately it's a stat padding record. It doesn't matter at the end of the day when you compare it to winning the Champions League, winning the FA Cup, and winning the league as well. That is the greatest team of all time in the Premier League. Everyone says it.
Interesting. I mean, that was a fantastic Manchester United side that won. Ended up winning the league, the FA Cup, and the Champions League as well. I mean, Fed, for you, who's been the greatest Premier League
Not
champions?
Arsenal.
Not the Invincibles?
No. Honestly, that team, I know it didn't lose, but it wasn't like amazing. There's been better Arsenal teams in the Premier League. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Much better. And I think, yes, of course, they didn't get beat, and I appreciate that. But it's not the best team. It's not, points tally's nowhere near better than, Liverpool finished second with a better points tally than them. Okay, they didn't win it, and I'm not, of course you want to win it. But it's not the best team for me. No, not a chance. So, no. Let's just get rid of them straight away.
So Arsenal's Invincibles are out the door. What about you?
The way I do
the
it,
Invincibles.
No, the way I do it is, but I suppose it's very hard to say who the best is, but it's eras. So I think that Man United team 99 were the best of its era. I think in the early 2000s, I think Arsenal probably aren't even the best in that. So the next season, Chelsea were with 95 points and we conceded 15 goals under Mourinho. I think they were just as good as the Arsenal side in a way. Yeah, I know they lost, but they were so dominant in the league that year. I think so. There's a question there, and then you've got Man City, the 100 points team. No, I think Arsenal were very good. Don't be wrong, and I think them 2-3 years they didn't lose many games because I think Everton stopped them on one run, didn't they, when Rooney scored? And they were always threatening to break Notts Forest record from the 70s, weren't they? But no, I think as Ped said, I think the 01-02 team where they won the title at Old Trafford was probably a bit of a better side. Similar players, but I think, as you've seen in the years later, I think Arsenal were starting to slide, undergoing the slide then.
I was just going to say, the thing of what makes that one stand out for me is because they did win it at Old Trafford. Yeah. You're only as good as the closest team to you. And they went to Old Trafford, beat them 1-0. I think Man United at some point were double digits points ahead of them. I know they had loads of games in hand. And that's when they won it. Whereas, I know it sounds stupid, but the fact that they won it without losing the game almost goes against them because it almost proves that there was nobody pushing them. And I know that's a little bit of an oxymoron, but I think that Man United team pushing them and really pushed that Arsenal team to be the best, to be better, and that's why it's better for me. And I think that's always the thing with the best teams. There's always someone. That's why Man City and Liverpool in the last 2-3 years have been so good. It's because they're clearly pushing each other to be better all the time. Liverpool, as I said, got second on 97 points. That's incredible. That's an incredible feat to not win the league. And that just shows you do need someone really pushing you. I think that Invincible side, don't think they had it. I think not saying it was too easy, but clearly they didn't. They drew something like 12 games.
12 games.
The points tally wasn't as high as it could have been.
90 points, yeah.
So, yeah, I discount them.
So who for you then? Who would be the greatest team?
Man United 99 is the greatest team for me because they won the Champions League, they won the FA Cup, and the team itself's iconic.
And the Premier League as well.
Yeah, and it was just an iconic season. And that, to me, is yet to be bettered. Now, Manchester City at this point could win the Champions League this season. And that would... I don't know if I would compare it just because of no fans in the grounds.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Different
could...
challenges.
I don't think I could put the... It doesn't have the same aesthetic feel about it.
No.
You know, and, you know, I don't know why. It might just be a generational thing, but I just remember... when Man United went to... I know it's slightly different than Toronto Premier, but when Man United went to Turin to play Juventus, it was the best ever away performance I think I've ever seen in Europe. It was unbelievable, the way they won that game, the way they were fearless. Roy Keane
knew he was out.
Was amazing, knew he was out. You know, it was just an incredible performance, and they won the league last day of the season, beat Spurs 2-1, they 1-0 down. So
Beckham
much
scored.
patience, Beckham, Cole, FA Cup.
That kit with the Umbro down.
That's amazing.
Which went
Week after, they went and played in the FA Cup final, beat Newcastle, and then the Champions League, and it was just like bump, bump, bump in quick succession. I just, for me, City might play better football, probably does play better football, but for me, that's like the iconic Premier League team so far.
I think as well with that, obviously, there was also the greatest ever Champions League win by an English side as well.
Yeah, I can't even think of another one.
No, to be 1-0 down in injury time to win it.
Maybe Chelsea. Equalised in the last minute against Bayern.
Well, it was decent. That was a close second, but it was United with the thing. But in terms, I guess what Ped's saying as well, in terms of rivals as well, having a few teams biting at you like United did having.
Yeah. It's difficult really because I think it's very easy because of Man United's treble to fall into the whole season, and I think with City, I think they won the League Cup that season as well, didn't they? And with City though, you talk about a team that got 100 points. They're the most dominant Premier League team ever. So I suppose, again, was the league in a situation where there was a lot of... I think Man United finished second on 82 points under Mourinho, didn't they, that season? They got 100 points. I don't think Man United were a great side that season, or they won the UEFA Cup, but yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, again, I grew up when Man United won the treble, so I guess I've got a bias towards that. But then I don't think I've ever seen a team as dominant as Pep Guardiola's Man City team. And I know they've spent a lot of money, but Man United spent a lot of money comparatively at the time.
Should that ever come into it though?
No, I don't, because I think, well, the reason it shouldn't is because I think, if fair enough, if Man City win the league by 3 points every year, I know they won it only by 1.1 year, but talking about breaking records every year, scored 100 goals, haven't they, twice now? It's going above and beyond a certain point. It's not just getting a great group of players to win, the consistency and the level of football. Don't get me wrong, they're not Pep's Barcelona, they're never going to be that, but I think the problem is it's very hard to compare because the league's in such different states. It's much more. I know Man United were rich then, but it's much more orientated now. I'd say City the most dominant team ever. I'd say Manchester United probably the best team ever. Yeah. In terms of what they achieved all around that season, they had to on all fronts to win the treble. It's almost impossible to win the treble on that level anyway.
I think in '99 it was just an accumulation of things. I think that Man United team had already won the league. Probably 4, 5, 6 times by that point. Yeah. And it was about... They'd already done the double.
Ironically, they weren't champions, were they, that season?
Arsenal won it. But they'd already won the double as well. So I think when they got to 99, it was that know-how of winning the league, getting to the last game of the season, no panic, went 1-0 behind, no panic, winning the FA Cup the week after against Newcastle, who, I remember watching that game, it was so one-sided, but at the same time,
Scholes and Sheringham.
It was very much like, not a B team, but he did swap it round comfortably, where everyone was like, oh, Newcastle are destined to win something. They weren't, the crap. And then going into and they hadn't won the Champions League. They hadn't won a European Cup since 68. Yeah. So that was like the next thing. And it's almost the same for like Man City. Now it's like, they've won the league. They're into the Champions League final. Can they do that next step of winning the Champions League? And that's what it felt like. I know 2008's been brought up for Man United, winning the Champions League, but because they'd already won it and they had the experience of winning it, It was
not the same feel.
It was, you'd been there before, and once you've climbed the mountain, you've got that experience. So 99, that's why again 99 just feels like, because obviously when City got the 100 points, again they beat Southampton last game of the season. Was it Southampton beat the last game of the season? Or was that 100 goals?
It's 100 goals.
100 goals. But when they'd already won the league, hadn't they? So it was almost like they were just going on. You know what I mean? They were just chasing it, sort of thing. It was like, Liverpool could have done it last season, but bottled it. Well, they did, didn't they? They bottled it. They had a perfect.
Well, no, they could have went and got 105 points. That they were on. That's what they were on for at one point, but they didn't. No,
it's difficult, isn't it? It's always.
I think the problem is that every year is different. As I said, I think that Man United team is the best team of the 90s. I think, Chelsea and Arsenal in the early 2000s, probably that 2008 Man United team, the 100-point City team. They're probably your options. I wouldn't ever put Blackburn 95 in. Or to be wrong, Leicester's team, I know they're not the greatest, but that's probably the greatest achievements in the Premier League, I guess. But no, I think overall, I think that Man United team is probably the best.
Fair enough. You can watch the rest of that video. Go over to Super 6 YouTube channel, Hold the L. There's a lot of discussions other people have their say as well. So go and check it out. Leave a comment who you think is the greatest Premier League team ever. But back onto the Premier League. Friday night, Leicester, with a great chance to consolidate their Champions League position, played Newcastle at home and were 4-0 down at one stage. Newcastle don't really score a lot of goals. Went there and had a 4-0 lead. And Leicester dragged it back to 4-2, made it look slightly more respectable. Albrighton and Iniato with late goals, but great win for Newcastle. 4-0 up away at Leicester.
Very strange game.
In a weird season.
No, I think Newcastle have done. I think they brought Graham Jones in. We'd obviously know Graham Jones when he was at Everton. I think it seems to have got a bit better since he went in. And you can't fault Steve Bruce. He's still the manager at the end of the day. But they turned it round, and they've stayed up another season. And I suppose Steve Bruce has put another two fingers up to people who think that he's not good enough for the job. And he's kept them up twice now. So,
I think when he's had this fittest team,
they're all right.
When he's got the players available, they're all right.
Done well with Willock, someone you like, isn't he?
I think Willock's a good player. I think he'd be one to watch. But Wilson's done all right.
If you think, people say he hasn't spent money, but there's quite a bit of money in that team. If
there is.
There's 20 million on Almiron, 40 million on Joe Linton. There's some money in that. Wilson's cost money. No, they're not super. Don't be wrong. I think people would like to play more exciting football, but they'd only be moaning if they went down. So there's a balance somewhere around there.
And it's a weird season. Leicester's 8th home defeat of the season.
Very weird season.
Chances are they're going to finish in the Champions League places, and they've lost 8 home games. It's all a bit mad. On to Saturday lunchtime, Leeds United 3, Spurs 1.
Great result.
Great result. Leeds have had a really good season, haven't they? First season back in the Premier League. No fans, but they've been excellent.
I think they've beat all of the time. They've either beat or they haven't lost to
all of the time.
Sky 6, yeah, they've done really well. Don't get me wrong, they play their way. Some games it doesn't work. Some games they find it tough, but sometimes they just overall teams with the fitness and the pace of the game. I think Bamford's had a really good season as well.
Brilliant.
After all the criticism.
Hasn't he just signed a new contract as well, hasn't he? So he's been brilliant, Patrick Bamford, and he got 50 points. Another goal at the weekend for him. Rodrigo actually scored a goal. Dallas and Son for Spurs.
Dallas got Player of the Month, didn't he? I think
he's had a great
involved in a couple of goals recently, and
he's a great little run for them. Spurs sacked Josie, lost the cup final. I know they had a win last week, but beaten this week. Weird side, aren't they?
I mean, they're not any weirder than Everton.
They've had like an all-time
great
season from Harry Kane. It's weird, isn't it?
The wit.
Like Harry Kane's seasons,
he's not fit. He's not fit.
It's not. But if you think about the season he's had, it's been one of the best seasons individually. From
21 goals, Premier League goals.
I think that's 13, 14 assists. It's been incredible, but they're going to finish nowhere. So that'll get lost. That'll get lost. Like some of Shearer's seasons got lost, I guess. Yeah. But no, it's crazy. I think at the start, Jose was a poor fifth for them. And I think they probably wish they kept Pochettino now and changed them.
I still can't believe his first bad spell and they got rid of him.
I think they thought it was coming to the end, but I just don't think. I think the way Tottenham operates, I just don't think Jose. And I understood the logic of bring a winner in to get this team over the line. It just didn't. They didn't give him a chance because the cup final got took away from them.
Sheffield United beaten their own by Palace. They just had a nightmare, haven't they?
Sloppy goals. Yeah.
Benteke and Eze with the goals.
A bit of a comeback, eh? Benteke's done all right.
He has, yeah. He's
don't call it a comeback.
He's out of contract as well. Scored a few goals of late. Man City played Chelsea in the 5:30 game. City got ahead. The game was all about Aguero's Panenka.
Yeah.
Where'd you stand on the Panenka?
Probably right in the middle of the
Right
goal.
in the middle, because you catch it.
Yeah, but if you put a bit more pace on it,
It was bad, wasn't it? It was bad. You don't do that then, do you? You wait. You get 2-0 up. You're right at half time, and the game's pretty much done. You come out and you control it, and it's just he's a player who should know better, and I just think he's chasing that little bit of glory, isn't he, and stuff, because he's only been a big part this season, and that's just stupid, because he's lost the game on that, basically.
Sometimes, though, I think if he'd scored, the people would be going on about it for years. One of the, Panenka. I think people remember the Perez Henry penalty because they missed if they'd scored. And I remember, I think Marcus Simeone scored a pen like that for PSG. He rolled it to someone. They put it in. I think Johan Cruyff did it in the 70s as well.
Messi and Suarez did it.
Exactly. So if it works, then it's forever remembered. But if you miss it, it's also forever remembered. I think they were wrong. It cost them the game in the end, because obviously Alonso popped up in the second half and scored the goal. But
It is what it is. I mean,
they should have had a penalty second half.
He's won them enough trophies, to be fair.
Sterling was brought down at 1-1. It was a
Blatant
100% penalty.
right through the back of him.
And again, this is on refs not understanding football. He has 3 niggles at him. Knees him once, knees him twice, knees him. Finally puts enough weight on him to push him over. And it's like, how's that not a penalty? On what earth is that not a penalty? Absolutely shocking.
It's a good game, though.
Yeah, it was.
Good
I mean,
game.
Chelsea look
Scary, don't they, for next
It
season?
looks like they've got like the framework in place.
Ziyech's goal was
Some
brilliant.
squad.
Right in the
Aspilicueta
corner,
done
yeah.
brilliant. Jamie Carragher done a thing on how they out-socialised them up against City, and how
The
they just,
aggressiveness of it.
and how they just left it. They were going, you can go 1v1, it doesn't matter.
They did on that
He hasn't played at all this season.
No,
has
I
he?
know,
Yeah.
but you could see the difference, couldn't you? I thought that was very interesting, that piece, actually. I thought it showed a lot about what kind of the defenders we have. Showed, like, you've got to just, if you go, you've got to go. You've got to go. You've got to go. You've got to
Don't get caught.
Yeah, you can't leave half space. There's no point. What's the point? You've left the space behind you then for everyone else to
That's
run
what they
into.
want. They want to track people to the ball. That's the key.
It was really good. But Ziyech's great goal, and then Alonso with the winner, and a big win for Chelsea, because it kind of, with Liverpool breathing over the shoulder and West Ham and that.
I did think it was interesting the Pep decided to match them up, didn't he, with the formation, because he likes to do that when he's playing someone in a big game, and I don't think he'll play that formation again unless he plays the three.
It was City's second team, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Which would finish fourth probably if it was full season.
Yeah, it wasn't the strongest team, but still Chelsea, they've had a big few weeks, haven't they, getting past Real Madrid, getting into the final.
Yeah.
They're in,
Cup final
obviously, in the FA Cup final, aren't they, on
Saturday.
Saturday. And they've now, if they can beat, we're recording this before they play Arsenal, if they beat Arsenal, they're in the box seat then for Champions League again. So Tuchel's done fantastic since coming in. No surprise to anybody really, though. He's a great manager. Liverpool then beat Southampton 2-0, Sadio Mane with a goal, and Thiago with a goal.
Congratulations on joining the Premier League.
Yeah, there you go. Only Liverpool's second home win since December.
I feel everyone's a bit harsh on Thiago, but whatever.
Well,
don't know, he hasn't had a great season at all, but
Greatest midfield in the world, mate.
I think that was
You'd
the problem.
expect more.
I think the problem is when you start picking players or people that want them to fail. I think, well, if he has to have a better season next season, but his job is not to
he's a good player.
score goals.
He's a good player, but he's never going to have the impact people thought he was. Ever.
No, he's older as well. I think if he came when he was
31
younger, I think if he played for Man City, he'd be absolutely out of this world, but he doesn't.
But
play
they're
for
a
Liverpool.
different team. Liverpool are more...
Transition, they play transition.
Liverpool are more aggressive midfielders, and they've been brilliant for them. He's a very good player.
He's got to be fit, yeah.
What on to Sunday now? Wolves beat Brighton 2-1. Brighton again.
Weird
Can't
game
score
again.
goals.
What was
Was it Dunk?
Dunk doing?
He pulled them back, then he ran through.
Just let him go. Brighton were
If
comfortably.
they won 1-0 though, right, and he gets sent off, then he's the hailed as a
No, I
clever
know
man.
that,
It's
but-
it's a game of two halves, isn't it, to say.
But Brighton were
I mean, it
comfortable.
was a game of two halves, literally.
Brighton were comfortable in that game. They were 1-0 up. Little 1-2, get round the wrong side. And you just got to back your goalkeeper, haven't you?
Yeah.
Back your goalkeeper to slow him down and see if you can get round the
See
other
if you can
side
get
just
around
in
the
case.
back of him, yeah. You've
lot
got it.
lot of strikers aren't that good, they bottle those kind of
He's only a young
situations.
lad, yeah.
Wolves haven't had any of that this season. They've had no one scoring regularly for them. So,
He seems to pick up results here and there, though, and Adama's sort of picked up a bit, hasn't he, recently?
Well, he's
in
got
terms of his-
equal out Traore, didn't he? And then Morgan Gibbs-White got the winner late on. But Brighton, another...
Need to fix the final third problems. They're good up until then, but it just needs to be fixed there.
Definitely.
2-3 players.
Aston Villa played United, ended 3-1. So United Villa took the lead, Burton Traore, and then United came back strongly in the second half. Bruno Fernandes penalty, Mason Greenwood, what a player, and Edison Cavani, who's been absolutely brilliant as well. And I remember all the furore and when they signed him, it was a joke signing, and what are they doing? He's been absolutely brilliant.
I think for Man United, they can afford to make signings like that because they have got young lads, and I think Greenwood obviously benefits of playing with someone like that. I think he was a sort of last minute thing, but sometimes it works out.
He's
just superb around the ball. Do you know why? He's probably been everything he thought Falcao was going to be all them years ago when he signed him.
Yeah.
Just that veteran Falcao scored against us.
I did say he'd be a good signing. I thought he'd be a good signing.
No, you did.
I thought because he's a goal scorer, isn't he? The goal against Villa was superb. Great, lovely run to the box.
It's his movements, just.
He's done us twice, didn't he?
He's just signed a new deal as well, hasn't he? Another year.
I think they've thought about it. They'll sign a winger instead of a striker.
They'll get Sancho. Yeah, they'll get Sancho.
Yeah, it looks like it will.
They'll get Sancho. They'll have him, and then you've got Mason Greenwood coming off.
Greenwood, who's fantastic.
One of the best finishers. Reminds me of Robbie Fowler. Greenwood.
Yeah. That calmness.
The finish.
West Ham. Australia.
West Ham 0 Everton 1. Big win for Everton in the capital. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 21st goal of the season. Lovely goal. Impressive defensive performance from Everton as per.
Back to what we've been doing well this season, yeah. I think, the stoutness, I think sometimes we'd have to score, I think, to make it work, and sometimes we've struggled a bit lately putting the ball in it, but no.
What did I've just Everton, when they've took the lead, they've got 50 out of 55 points, which is an interesting stat, isn't it?
Just take
being
the lead.
ahead. Take the lead, yeah.
Well, I think
before you go out.
I think 60% of games are won when you take the lead.
Before you go out, yeah. Take the lead, lads. That's it. But what did you make of West Ham?
To be honest with you, I didn't watch it. I only watched like the game afterwards. I thought, I don't know. I think West Ham had a lot of possessions, and I think West Ham need to allow teams
be like what we were doing.
Yeah, I think, and that's
there's a lot of teams like that though.
When you play Leicester and you go, Leicester have the ball. Like Steve, we've done it to them and they struggle. I think you need to be able to play both ways, and I think certain teams, we've struggled trying to play both ways this season. Leicester, West Ham. I think that's why the top teams can do both, because they've got better players. That's the difference.
Fair play. Arsenal 3, West Brom 1. Arsenal took the lead in a home game for the first time in 3.5 months.
I know, it's your chagrin.
And it stood them in good stead. I mean, West Brom, I watched this one, I was really impressed with the football West Brom played. It was very weird, loads of movements, fast, athletic football. And it just made me think that if he'd have had the full season with those players, there's not a chance they'd have gone down. Not a chance. They wouldn't.
He still got beat.
But saying that, Arsenal, when he clicked into gear, Ellis Smith-Rowe scored a nice little volley, and then Nicholas Pepe scored. Although the keeper, I can't make my mind up whether he should have saved it. He got a hand on it. It was a great strike by Pepe, but he got a hand on it.
I thought the free kick.
And then the free kick by William, the goalkeeper.
He just basically said, I see that big gap up there, put it in there. And that's what good players will do, apart from Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Well, is William a good player still?
No, I know, but that's what he basically said, put it on that corner, lad. And he did. I don't know, on the Pepe one, I'm not sure. It was a very quick strike.
He did it,
I always think if you get something on the ball,
he did
you should save it then. You need to work on your wrist.
More wrist action he needs. Pereira scored a good goal for West Brom.
No, I think Ceballos was running backwards away from him, wasn't he? Yeah. But I think I have to say, I've been quite critical of Sam in the past. I think especially when he was Everton manager, because I didn't want him to be Everton manager basically. But no, I think he's done pretty well really. West Brom are nowhere, and I think he can eat them. I know they never really got close to staying up, but reasonably competitive. I think his signings in January, Yoksulu, Diagne, and Maitland-Niles really done well. I think he's shown he
has bought well. He
always
really
does in January.
Kone. He always does.
Tottenham and Walcott.
But did he keep us up though? But they don't work
out.
I thought the players he's brought in have been good. He's done well, and maybe the fact that they haven't gelled quick enough. Maybe one of the problems, but also it's games like when he went to Burnley away, he battered Burnley, and
he also
he missed.
He also said though that he couldn't bring in more players because the way the Brexit rules have changed. That's just the way the game's changed. Unfortunately, he bemoaned that, but that's the way it is now.
But he did beat Chelsea 5-2 at the Bridge.
Yeah, he's got tune out of players who weren't playing well in the first half of the season. The centre backs have done pretty well. Who were not the most experienced at Premier League level. So it's
very interesting. But ultimately they were beaten 3-1. On to Monday and Fulham. Well, that relegated West Brom as well. Obviously, West Brom down. We know the 3 that have gone down now, but Fulham play Burnley on Monday. And Burnley 2-0 win. Westwood and Chris Wood put them 2-0 up. Burnley, Dyche has done brilliant.
No, he's amazing.
When Everton played them in December, they had 4 points. Yeah. And they've comfortably stayed up.
He's done amazing again.
Grind.
No money. They're on 39 points in just a bit over half a season.
We know what they're like.
Economical.
I think he said I was watching an interview. He said they are the equivalent of when people go to the dentist. It's like nobody wants to do it. No one wants to go, but it just has to be done. No, they just do brilliantly.
What have you made of Chris Wood? He's a player. He's agricultural, isn't he? You look at him and go, I wouldn't really like him.
12, 14 goals a season.
He's awkward, big, powerful.
I've always hated him since he scored that goal against us in Leicester.
For Leicester, yeah. But he's harmful.
He does his job. He's perfect Burnley striker.
That's what they're economical. They play the percentages. They pack the box when they're trying to defend, set pieces, free kicks, corners, score headers. They're not bad on the break either. I think that's where you'll want next is a bit quicker players so they can be on the break.
It'll be the next thing, won't it? Now they've got new owners and stuff. The next thing will be can he go up a level in the player? Can he get almost like the same kind of players?
Could he be Palace?
But maybe when they're like 23 or 24.
Same when he has been though. He got them to 7. He got them in Europe.
They've had 54 points twice.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I think he's got the ultimate power there. I think even if teams did send. No, he's got all the power. He runs the club essentially. Like Moyes did when he was at Everton. I think
that'll be the interesting next thing though. If he does keep that power,
if he keeps the power, yeah.
From what I know, he will keep the power. I know they've got Mike Rigg, who used to be at City there, but I don't think. I think Sean retains the power because realistically, I think no matter who went in there, they'd have a very difficult time keeping them up because I think the club's built in his image. I think we've seen with bigger clubs with better players when the manager leaves after so long, it sort of falls down around them.
Do you know what I was watching an interview with him and I was listening to Carragher and Neville talking. I was like, don't do a Charlton. Don't do a. He is Kirbishley.
Yeah.
He is
perfect for the club.
The problem is for him though, it'll be forever lost if he goes down. Though that's the sad. That he could leave and they may go down, but if he went down with them, I know he did before.
I don't think he would go down. I don't think he'll go down. I think the
gap's getting wider.
No, I know. The thing about it is though,
talent.
I don't think they've got anywhere to go. I just don't think the club's coming up. They don't scare. They wouldn't scare me if I was Burnley. They've got, they're nice. That you
don't get Leeds every year.
Well, we had the chat with me in the car about clubs coming up and what can they realistically do. And you're looking at like Norwich, who were a lovely football team, but they were in the Premier League and went down. We've seen this year with,
Fulham.
We've seen Fulham, who've played some great stuff and have gone down ultimately. Sheffield United didn't have the money or haven't been able to do anything. They've gone. West Brom come up and got rid of Billets and were unable to stay. I think you're right. I think it's getting more difficult. I think you've almost got to just get 17th in your first season and then try to go again, like Villa did. But I look at the 3 coming up. Watford,
2 at the moment.
2 at the Watford.
I would be surprised if Bournemouth came up as well.
They would have sent the forwards between them though.
No, they haven't, and that they got Pookie, haven't they? But these can score enough goals at Premier League level. And no, Watford are interesting because they do need players. But again, like last year, coming up this year, if you've got no money, it's very hard to close that talent gap.
They're coming up with a year of COVID.
Yeah,
as well,
and the championships.
So I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right.
They're doing all right. And then on to last night at the time of recording, and a game that's caused huge controversy. Just because of the team that Manchester United picked. I mean, where do you stand on United played Leicester? Yeah. This was something you said yesterday. I think they'll pick a third choice team because they've got Liverpool on Thursday. United played Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
They played Thursday, Sunday.
Oh, Thursday as well.
They played Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday. They played Thursday, they played Sunday. So,
and they've got a European Cup final coming
up. They've got a European, Europa League Cup final. So they were entitled to play that game, to play whoever they wanted. They're all in a 25-man squad. Yeah. That's the rule. That rule was brought in to stop teams doing things. I think, who was it? It was... who was it?
Middlesbrough got banned.
Middlesbrough got shut in 1 year. United...
It was Mick McCarthy who was managed Wolves, wasn't it?
I thought it was Warnock.
We want someone like that. He played Leicester team. That's right.
And the 25-man squad was brought in for that very reason.
Well, yeah, Manchester United's team, De Gea in goal,
former world-class goalkeeper, yeah.
Alex Telles, they paid a lot of money
Played
for.
in the Champions League.
Swansea, be okay.
Played in the Championship for Villa, played in Man United,
Eric Bailly, he played
Champions League or European Cup.
Brandon Williams has played loads of games this season.
Played the full league's worth of
a
games,
lot of clubs wanted him and still do. Numancia Matic has played in the Premier League for years. Donny van der Beek, 40 million quid, and has played Champions League. Juan Mata played in the Premier League for years.
Winner.
I can't believe, one winner. We can't believe he still played for him. Then they had Anthony Alanga.
Who's a very talented young player.
A lot of people won't know about him, but other teams play talented youngsters. Ahmad
Diallo played for Atalanta Serie A.
Didn't they pay a lot of money for him?
Played,
38 million for him. So there you go. Mason Greenwood, who's amazing.
Superstar, yeah.
And then they brought on Marcus Rashford, Cavani and Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it's not like you're bringing out like the team Liverpool played was us within the cup. That was a proper third string.
Well, exactly. So
this is the difference.
And the bench was Lindelof, who didn't come on, Henderson didn't get on, Luke Shaw, Pogba, McTominay, Wan-Bissaka. So there's about 300 million on the bench there as well.
Didn't exactly give Leicester like an easy game, did they?
No. You know, Leicester themselves.
Luke Thomas played left back.
Luke Thomas, young kid, scored a great goal. He was in their team. So, you look at that. It was well within them. And Leicester, listen, it was a big game for Leicester City, especially losing at home to Newcastle. It was a huge game, going for the Champions League. They couldn't afford to lose the game, but they needed the victory.
Hang on. Ultimately, so spin it round the other way. 2 games in 3 days, essentially. Yeah. Right? Or, if you want to add the Sunday game. How can you, if they played their first team last night, that played on Sunday, then that would have been tired. So then they would have had to change the game for Thursday against Liverpool. So then Leicester fans would have come out and said, if they beat Leicester last night, why are you playing this team against Liverpool? So ultimately, Liverpool will
can't please everyone.
Liverpool will benefit because Man United have played Tuesday, Thursday. Anyway,
and you can't really train for a team like that. You can't prep when you've got 4 games a week. How can you prep for one team?
The game was basically put in place last week as well. So
they aren't playing on Sunday, but they got Fulham on Tuesday. Yeah. So they've got
it doesn't really matter,
games in a week.
Ultimately, this is why you have a squad.
Yeah,
and we've seen on Sunday, seen on Saturday, Man City. The better your squad, the better your team.
Yeah. If you've got that, you said we were talking before about if you've got a 25-man squad, then you should be able to play anyone in that 25-man. Doesn't matter who it is.
None of them are not Premier League players either.
Exactly.
It's not like you're bringing out like some unknown youngster who's never going to make the team and he has to play because everyone's injured. They're all players who are good players. So.
Definitely. But in the game, Luke Thomas scored a great volley, didn't he? To give Leicester a lovely goal. Yeah. Then he made a mistake. Mason Greenwood equalised. Greenwood's fantastic. But then Sunchu scored the winner.
Lord Farquhar.
With just mad hair. With half an hour to go. So huge win. A big psychological step for Leicester as well, that I think.
It's mad, isn't it, with Leicester, because obviously they sort of pieced out last year, but it seems to be like a narrative that I think people want them to obviously lose because obviously teams behind them, that's most of the people we know, want them to lose. But I don't know, I think last year was what was, with COVID, it was a bit difficult. I think this year, I thought they were going to get it anyway. I just think they had a couple of injuries at the wrong time. Maddison obviously got injured. Vardy's out of form. I think they've done quite well this season again. They still need to build again.
They still probably need
a couple more.
Another 2 points maybe.
I think, yeah.
They've got Chelsea away at the weekend, which is a tough.
They'll need a point if Man United beat Liverpool. Yeah, let's be honest.
And then they've got Spurs at home. I think they'll beat anyway last day with the crowd there. So I think they'll be in it. Down to Chelsea. They'll all be there. And then the final game last night, what game I watched as well was Southampton and Palace. Benteke in the first couple of minutes again for the second game running. Nice goal actually. Well, nice finish. And then Southampton, Danny Ings scoring a typical instinctive Danny Ings goal to equalise. Then Milivojevic missed a penalty. They were going on about how good he was at pens, and
he has been, yeah.
And then in the second half, got in front again, didn't he? Che Adams coming in at the far post, and then Danny Ings with another lovely little Danny Ings kind of finish. Palace had the chances, but Southampton, they needed that victory. They were top on New Year's Day, and they were 17th last night. They needed a win. They'd lost 13 of the last 17 games.
Yeah, I think Ralph's I think he's done well-ish since he's been there. I think obviously there's 2-9 losses on thing. I think they need better depth in the squad. I think once they get injuries, they're really light.
They're gone, aren't they? Yeah.
And I think that the youth players aren't as good as maybe they were when they were coming up through the leagues, when they got to the Premier League, Lallana's and so forth. So yeah, I think they've got some work to do. Whether they've got the money, I don't know, but he's done a pretty alright job. He's kept them up 2 years running now, so 3 years running, sorry.
Fair dues. So yeah, City champions, United second on 70, Leicester 66 in third. Chelsea have got 64 in fourth. Chelsea play, of course, against Arsenal at home. If they win that, they sort themselves out. The race for Europe still very much on. West Ham 58 points from 35 games. Liverpool 57 from 34. Spurs 56 from 35. Everton 55 from 34. And Arsenal 52 from 35. Ooh. So it's quite tight, isn't it? Really?
Still all up.
It's up
Some
for grabs.
teams have got 12 points to play for, some have got 9 points to play for, so it could be quite a lot of chopping and changing.
A lot of swinging going on. If
well, I mean, it's not about that bad.
Clean, and the car park's got loads of space.
That's it. If it's been bleached, it's all right. I think if Chelsea beat Arsenal tonight, then Chelsea would have 67. That would put them in a great position for Champions League, and then obviously you've got Leicester at home at the weekend, so...
And then Chelsea are going to start preparing if they get Champions League for the final, aren't they?
So, very interesting.
As long as Man City have a day off from the last game of the season, that's all we...
Yeah, City can play their fourth team, which will probably still finish in the top half of the Premier League, and give us half a chance. We can go there ultra defensive and try and nick a draw. You know,
last day's always fun, because everyone goes all out, don't they?
Gonna be interesting. There you go. Let us know what you think. Who was the greatest Premier League team? Don't forget, for more of that conversation, get over to the Super 6 YouTube channel. Check out Hold the L. Leave your comments.
Link is in the description.
Yeah, link is in the description. Check it out. Big thanks to Anne. Give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And if you want more videos and more chat, general footy chat, get over and subscribe to the Footy Show channel as well. If you want more videos, daily live videos, become a patron. See you later.